because you may miss out on certain job opportunity, because some companies even declare proficiency in Minitab as part of their job specification, right? Job expectations from the candidate, right? You should be a green belt with the proficiency in using Minitab, Excel, things like that, right? So I will show one such, the software, the Minitab, and also certain things you can do it in Excel. So I'll be equipping you on Minitab, and RK will be equipping you on Excel, and you have to closely follow us so that you can use. Okay, so this Excel template I said I will give you, and I'll put it in the WhatsApp group. Maybe today in the break time I will do it. So all of you, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
This is nothing but the Minitab screen. I just opened the Minitab software, right? And you see my cursor now moving from left to right, right? So my cursor is moving from left to right, and that is known as worksheet. That is nothing but the worksheet, similar to the Excel sheet, right? So this area, you can see the name written here, worksheet. What is written here in the gray letters?
Worksheet 1.
Worksheet 1, but here,
Worksheet 1.
Session.
here,
Session.
so this area is known as session window. This area is known as session window. And here you get all your, statistical reports generated. And this area is to type your data. You can type your data or you can copy paste your data, whichever comfortable to you, right? And data headings, the headings or the header, the headings for your data, you must type in that gray row. The white row, you have to key in your actual data. All of you understand how to use? Clear?
Understood.
Understood.
Yes.
All right. So now I'm going to get some data now. So for that, I have to open an Excel file. So this is the template I used yesterday also. This template I will be frequently using throughout the course. So keep it with you once I share. Can you see my Excel now, right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So,
No, sir.
Still in
Same
Minitab.
worksheet actually, not Excel.
No.
oh, not Excel, right? Okay. Then I will share my complete screen. You will be able to see. Now the Excel you can see, right?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the Excel. This is the
Yes.
Excel. So I want you to government defects. So this defect, this probably this could have been the data RK should have used yesterday, right?
Yes.
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 Correct.
So this is a scenario in a garment industry, and you and the team and you along with your team, you are asked to fix the customer complaints, and so you somehow manage to collect the data. If the data is readily available, yes, use it. If data is not readily available, you have to wait for maybe 30 days, and in that 30 days you have to generate the data so that you can come to certain conclusions, right? So this is the thing. So now I copied this data. See here, as I already told you, I'm putting my cursor on the gray row, and I have pasted the same data here in Minitab. All of you can see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. So now this is the scenario currently available in a garment industry. And now if you actually read the type of defects, you understand what is exactly going wrong. Defective buttons, loose thread, misaligned fabric. So what are these things? These are nothing but the various non-conformances. These are nothing but the various types of defects that may happen in a garment industry. But in this garment industry, how many such defects are happening? How many such defects are happening?
Seven.
7.
7 types
Seven.
of defects are happening. There can be hundreds of defects possible, but only 7 of them are occurring in my process. My process handles all the remaining defects very well, but these defects, my process is struggling. So now I wanted to understand which is the bottleneck, which is the constraint. So what can I do? I can plot a Pareto. I now go to stat, I go to quality tools, Then I go to Pareto chart. Can you see here, all of you?
Yes.
Can one of you read out the description of Pareto?
Display
Displays-
defects in order of decreasing frequency to prioritize important improvement efforts.
It displays your defects automatically in the order of decreasing frequency. So I want to see that. And now defects. Which column contains your defects? C1.
C1T.
Click and select. Which column contains your frequency? C2. Click and
C2.
select. And you can click do not combine here. And whenever you wanted to combine beyond certain level, normally it is 95, but you can click do not combine so that you see everything in your Pareto. Now click OK. Now can you see a Pareto, beautiful Pareto?
Yes.
Yes.
A Pareto which is no more better in terms of appearance than one you normally generate in Excel. Can you see that? That is the advantage with the what do you call the mini tab. You can simply right click, copy it, or you can send it to the Word document which you opened on the other side, or you can send it to the PowerPoint which you opened on the other side. If you just simply open up a dummy PowerPoint file and click this button, you know what will happen? This Pareto will appear in your last slide. You understand?
Okay.
You just have to open a dummy presentation and then send this graph to PowerPoint. Automatically, this graph will be placed in the slide. So likewise, all the graphs can be placed in the PowerPoint and then you can present it. Now look at the Pareto and tell me, out of the 7 defects, which is actually constraint right now?
Defective buttons
Defective
defect
buttons
into
and
set.
So your project is to work on the defective buttons. Now I ask you a question. Defective buttons. You all know buttons, right, in a garment?
Yes.
If I say there is a problem with your button, do you immediately understand which button is under trouble, whether the buttons in your pant are not good or whether the buttons in your shirt is not good? You still lag in terms of the information, isn't it?
Yes.
That means you have to further drill down. Drill down. Whether the buttons in the shirts are problematic or buttons in the kurti is problematic or buttons in the overcoat are problematic. I don't know there can be different products, isn't it? So you go to, you again refer to the data. You must again refer to the data. So I have certain information available here. Yeah. See here, what is written here? Pant, shirt, chudidar, kurti, frock, overcoat. This 217, this is definitely button related problem. But out of that, let me copy this also so that we can keep our discussion there itself. I copy this.
Sir, one question I just want to ask. In this, then COPQ stands for what? If you shift a little bit on the left
COPQ
side.
stands for cost of poor quality.
Okay, cost of poor. Okay.
I pasted the information here. Now you have additional information. The split up of 217 is available. Can you see that, all of you? If you
Yes.
sum them
Yes.
up, the
Yes.
total is 217. That means defective buttons are coming from pant also, shirt also, chudidar also, kurti also, frock also, overcoat also. Now, what is your job now? To find out where from it is, happening in a higher frequency. So you go for one more Pareto. This is known as stratification. Right? This is known as stratification or subdivision Pareto. This is known as stratification or subdivision. So what I do is, I just again go to stat. Tell me the route now. After clicking stat, which one I should click?
Control
Quality
charts.
tools. Quality tool.
Control charts, you will get control charts, not Pareto.
Quality tool.
Quality
Yeah.
tools, then come to
Pareto.
Pareto. Now this window will come, but now I have placed the name of the defects in C4. Can you see that? So I
Yes.
double click that. The count of the defects listed in C4 is available in C5. Double click. After that, I just have to give a OK, right? So let me give OK. Okay. Can you see another Pareto now?
Yes.
Yes.
What this Pareto is telling?
Shirts is
Shirts.
having maximum major defect. button issue.
Too many buttons are defective in shirt section.
Shirts. Shirts.
Are you able to understand your scope in a better manner right now?
Yes. Correct.
You have identified the factory, you have identified the product, you have identified the defect. Now your project is to work in the shared section, not in the other section. Clear? Your project is to control the rejections only in the shared section. That too in the shared section, only defective button. The same shared section, there can be other problems happening. But right now, I want to exclude all of them. But I want to include only the defective buttons happening in the shared section. Will you be able to think in similar line in your industry? You also have different locations. You also have different products. And every product you get different complaints because there are different defects. Will you be able to categorize in this manner before talking to someone? Yes or no?
Yes, possible.
If you want to take our support, project mentoring, you want to take our guidance for doing a project, first thing you should do is drill down a problem. Make this problem, very, very specific, and then understand the scope. Don't bring everything, for the discussion, and nobody can understand you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Identify a specific defect from a specific product. If further deep diving is possible, do that also. See, the more the details you gather in the define phase, the easier it is to handle. Say, for example, let me show you what will be the advantage if we further deep dive. Now 146 is the number right now we have. All 146 are nothing but 146 shirts or 146 occasions where the buttons in the shirts have gone wrong. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, for every defect, every 146 instant, there will be a non-conformance report. There should be a non-conformance report. That is the job
Yes.
of a QC team. Yes or no? If the QC team is not generating any NCR, then you can't execute any project. It's like FIR. If you want to deal with any criminal case or any kind of case, FIR is the first thing, isn't it? So likewise, this document should be available. Without the document, you take several actions. No use. Now 146, when we read the NCR, we understand 135 defects are because of button misalignment. Do you know what is button misalignment?
Not in its
The
position.
button is not in the right place. The button, everything is good. It's a good button. It is stitched well. But what went wrong? The button is in a wrong location. Can you see that? Yes or no?
Yes.
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 That is known as button misalignment. So similarly, there are instances where button is damaged, broken, some crack. There are instances where the button is not stitched properly. Of course, we have to fix everything. But then right now, I am getting a new idea. You know what is the idea I am getting now? Let me first work on
Misalignment.
Misalignment.
Let me first work on button misalignment. Of course, all of them looks easier. I may handle everything in one go. I know I am intelligent enough to handle. But then situation cannot be like this always. Yes or no?
Yes.
Situation cannot be like this. So the idea to be followed, the principle to be respected is solve problems one at a time. And make sure the problem you are trying to fix is specific in nature. And make sure you can measure the problem using a single metric. If you need multiple metric, please note it should lead to multiple projects. If you need multiple metrics to be improved to arrest a complaint or arrest a customer complaint or customer dissatisfaction, then that should be treated as multiple projects. In one project, we only improve one metric. Clear, all of you? Only in a rare scenario where everything is very simple, you may achieve some multiple result. But normally we use Six Sigma methodology to handle the complex problems. So the problem is already complex in nature. You must try to work on only one metric. Now see here, with all this understanding, I want you to develop a project charter. I want you to develop a project charter. This project charter can be presented to project sponsor. And who is the project sponsor? Maybe your
Owner.
boss. Maybe your boss. He is probably the top management, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or maybe middle management can be. Ultimately, it is this person who decides whether your project should come to live or not. Ultimately, he is the person who has the power to provide you the resources. Without resources, you can't run a project, right? So most of the time, these people, will be busy. Yes or no? Will be having a busy schedule. So he will read your project charter only for a maximum of 10 to 15 minutes. Is my understanding correct?
Yes.
So within 10 to 15 minutes, will you be able to convince him by giving him your project proposal? And for that, you need a tool known as project charter. It is nothing but, an A4 size document. Just a one-page document. One-page document. It will have 6 important elements. 6 important elements. And those of you who are project managers, you worked on already Six Sigma projects, you might know. And this important elements of a project charter are nothing but the first thing your boss will be interested in is business case. While joining the Six Sigma program, what is the first question you asked?
Why you joined?
Yeah. Is this program useful for me? If I do this course, what will be the benefits for me? So by hearing, yes, it can lead to promotions, it can lead to salary hike, it can lead to, better opportunities, and you decided to give it a try. Yes or no?
Yes.
Similarly, your boss will be expecting certain important, results from your project. Do you think your boss will be interested in hearing your pain areas first? No.
I mean,
Like
basically,
at the
he will
time of
look.
joining, if we tell you, we will teach you so much of things and so much of knowledge and lot of hard work, how many of you should have joined? No. What needs to be communicated is the benefits, particularly financial benefits. Particularly,
Sir,
yes.
I feel if a boss wants to, if an interview, he would like to see that whether whether you're fitting his job criteria as per the Six Sigma course which you have learned, whether you're able to practically work on the respective job specific project on whatever we have learned from your course, if I'm not wrong.
Mhm. No, let us take the context of your work environment and the course, what kind of course you have done, what kind of designation you have, that is different. But your boss, what I'm telling your boss is interested in benefits the organization can derive from your project. Yes or no?
Correct.
What are the benefits to the organization? Organizational benefits. And organizational benefits, two component. One is financial benefit, another one is non-financial benefit. Agreed, all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And over and above, like our Harish mentioned, he will try to understand the KPI. KPI that will get improved because your boss is also responsible for certain KPI. Yes or no?
Yes.
He will try to find out whether the project KPI is aligning with his KPI. Yes or no?
Yes.
If you bring something in alignment with his KPI, and he will have a more tendency to support you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Suppose if you tomorrow tell me, sir, I will get you 10 participants for your black belt program next batch, then I will, definitely be behind you. Oh, you are getting me 10 participants. Yes, definitely. Isn't it? So because it is my requirement and you are, actually trying to help me. So what is the relevance of your project to the strategic KPI or the tactical KPI which your boss is responsible for? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Now you have to include these three components. Now coming to this particular project, garment industry, what is the financial benefit, right? Let us first understand what is the financial benefit. So we need to understand the condition first. Okay, as per the data, Now we understand 5% of rejections in the search sections are due to the defective button case. All of you understand this is the scenario. Do you understand the current scenario in the garment industry? 5% of the
Yes.
shirts produced are getting rejected because of the defective button issue. And now tell me what will be the cost of one shirt? Let us,
I think the
1,000.
cost will, if defects are there, I think the cost will reduce if I'm wrong.
defects?
If defects are more, in the manufacturing, I think they will try the what is our poor quality, they will try to sell it off to the other means I can say, I mean as a refurbished product.
Yeah.
If I'm,
I'll tell you, yeah. Let us assume the garment is an export quality and customer requirement is, no, I mean, it should not be reworked. Everything, should be, the output of your throughput from the process. So, reworked pieces cannot be shipped to the customer. That is the scenario. Understand all of you? Any garment that is rejected in the first line, that should not be reworked and then again added into the line. This is an important, important point in the contract. All of you understand the meaning of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So having said that, the rejected item, of course, you can always attach a new button and then sell it in your domestic market. No problem. But what is the purpose of the business? Selling in the domestic market or selling to the client?
Selling to the client.
Client.
The main purpose is that this is an alternate to bring down your loss. That is a different. It's a countermeasure you are doing. But purpose is not to sell everything in the domestic market. So right now, as per the project, I am going to calculate like this only, right? So every garment, when it is rejected, the selling price is 2,000 rupees and the cost price is 1,000 rupees. I consider the cost price. Okay. I consider the cost price 1,000 rupees. And what is the production rate or production capacity? Let's say the company is capable of producing 100 shirts per shift. Very low number, isn't it?
Yes.
They may produce more also. I have taken only 100. Whatever it is, the number you just take it. So if there are 100 shifts, 100 shirts produced every shift, then the rejection will be how many shirts will get rejected? How many units will get rejected?
5 shirts per shift.
5 shirt.
And now you have to calculate cost of poor quality. Cost of poor quality is 5,000 rupees. Yes or no?
Yes.
Correct.
And there are 3 shifts happening. So the cost of poor quality is 15,000 rupees per day. And so the cost of poor quality we have to calculate per month. So per month this will be
4,50,000.
4,50,000 rupees. 4,50,000 rupees. And so always in Six Sigma project, we have to calculate the cost of poor quality or project benefits, everything on an annual basis. So 4,50,000 annually, it will be 45 plus 9, 54 lakhs. Can you see that?
Yes.
Company is burning 54 lakhs every year by not attending to this problem. They may be busy doing multiple business and they may be busy doing multiple activities, etc. But then how much is the money the company is burning because of not attending this problem? Very small problem of, aligning the buttons properly while stitching it. Nobody bothers about it. Do you think it's a very complicated work?
I mean,
How much time?
a small, I can say a small waste in the resources will have a big impact in the organization, which is not realized at the initial stage.
Exactly. That's the same thing is happening right now. So the fixing this problem, might be easier, but then the only thing is, attention is not given. So cost of poor quality is understood. So the saving potential is how much? If you think you can 100% arrest it, then saving potential is 54 lakhs. Do you think the problem can be fixed completely? Can you think about some automation or some training of the operator and some small changes in the mechanism of the your stitching machine? by which can you arrest it completely, some poke hooks?
Yes,
Possible,
yes.
right?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
possible.
So I would like to propose, I will save all 54 lakhs. This is not a challenging thing, isn't it? Saving
Yes.
potential is 54 lakhs. Do you understand the financial benefit? Now the question for the first part is answered. Financial benefit can be communicated to the project sponsor. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Very good. The project sponsor just need 3 things. And then the second one is non-financial benefit. What are the other benefits you will get?
Productivity.
Training of workers.
Okay, somebody
Mobile
said
of the worker.
productivity improvement. Yes. Now you started producing more products. You have started producing faster. And so on-time delivery can happen.
On-time delivery.
On-time delivery. And somebody's Dalijit Singh, sir, you mentioned something.
Workers'
Especially
morale.
the training of workers. Improvement in process.
Workers, morale can go high. No rejections, no frustration. They can leave the office on time. They leave the workplace on time. And sometimes they might receive some additional benefits from the management if since they are not making any mistakes. So
And
workers morale.
it will increase the productivity of organization.
We have written productivity improvement. Workplace will look better now because you don't keep the rejected items in yes or no. So space utilization is improving. Yes or no.
Yes.
What is the point of stocking all the rejected pieces? We don't want. So space utilization. What else? What are the other benefits? Customer retention can improve.
Yes.
Yes. Customer
Customer
satisfaction.
retention. And we don't know, maybe some new customers.
Waste reduction.
Waste reduction. Yes, correct. So these are now you have answers for non-financial benefits also. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And let's say your boss is responsible for what? Customer retention rate. Your super boss is always demanding your boss to show an impressive customer retention rate. Will this project has the potential to improve the customer retention rate?
Yes, sir.
So you can also talk about it. The moment you talk about customer retention rate, then your boss will be convinced because he has been questioned for that. Can you see that? He has been questioned for that. We are very poor at retaining the customers. You always look for new customers, but you're not retaining the business with the existing customers. So likewise, the appropriate KPI. Now have you answered all the 3 components? Financial benefit, non-financial benefit, and the third one,
KPI.
alignment of KPI. Clear all of you?
Yes.
But
Yes,
you
yes.
have to write everything, in just 2 or 3 lines. Just 3 lines only you are allowed to write.
So what
Financial
I have,
benefit, 1 line. Non-financial benefit, maybe another line. Then strategic alignment. Yes.
so how do we impact the product team in terms of how much it would improve?
How
He
much?
mentioned productivity improvement, of course, but if we have to assess, how much it impact, the
Yeah, we can see. We have quantified the saving potential based on perfect numbering. And this we are saying that non-financial. That means this is a kind we don't we are at this stage we are not interested in actually quantifying. But if you want to quantify, that is possible. Productivity improvement. 5% rejection you have now eliminated, isn't it? See, what is productivity? Output divided by input. Right? Earlier you produced, whenever you produced 1,000 shirts, you are actually getting 995 only.
yes, sir.
All right.
Right, sir.
995 for a given set of input. This is your productivity right now.
Right, sir.
But now new scenario is for the same input, you are getting what? 1,000.
1,000.
And you can express productivity in different format. You can use labor as an input. How many people you involved? That is known as labor productivity. Suppose you want to use, the cost per piece. how much money you are spending to produce one unit. There also, no, that is known as your, the cost productivity. That will improve. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Similarly, you can talk in terms of, anything, machine hours. How many hours you are running the machine to produce the unit. So likewise, there are different ways of, expressing your productivity. Choose the one, that suits, and then you can show. Maybe normally, the labor productivity. Or otherwise,
Machine
you
productivity.
want to, maybe the cost, maybe some companies they use. This is a good. So in some manner you can do, but I suggest you to do that during your cost benefit analysis, not at this stage, because now you are in the beginning stage of the project. You have already given a good number for your sponsor, yes or no? You have given him, 54 lakhs or something. That is good enough. All these extra might add up to another 10%. Yes or no? This thing will add up to another 10%. 54 plus another 5 to 6 lakhs. So the total benefit is 60 lakhs. In order to derive a benefit of 60 lakhs, you need a project team. How many members? How many members you might need to fix this problem?
White, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, master
That
belt.
we have,
Black.
according to the
Uh,
course, we have studied.
yeah.
But when it comes to a project scenario, you must understand stakeholders who are all first connected to this problem. That you must understand. Right? Don't just blindly pick up the green belt and black belt and etc. People who are connected to the problem. The line supervisor, right? The shift manager, and
Operator.
Mechanic.
exactly the button stitching operators. The operators who are in the section of stitching of the button. All of these people, involvement is required, right? So maybe some 4 or 5 members you might require. And what do you think will be the duration of the project? Maybe 2 months. Some project can get
2
over
to
in 1
3
month
months.
also, or 3 months also. In my opinion, this project, looks quite simpler. But maybe some changes in the button stitching process might require some time. So 3 months, let us say 3 months. 3 months, a 4-member team or 5-member team. Every day they may have to spend 1-2 hours every single day, so that the project can progress and then complete. Do you understand? 5 members as a team, every day they will be working for the project for 2 hours, and in 3 months time they will complete. So you are now able to calculate the cost or the budget required to run the project. Yes or no?
Yes.
And the cost benefit analysis can be done in a detailed manner. Normally it is part of your improve phase. That time I want you to quantify everything. People's salary also can be accounted. Yes or no?
Yes.
5 members, every day they are spending 2 hours. Their salary you account it. And whatever the raw material cost and machine cost, current electricity, whatever you want to add, you add. Right? So cost benefit analysis, it is part of your improve phase.
Improvement
We'll do that time, in a detailed manner. So right now we have given the business case and strategic alignment. Now I want you to talk about problem statement. Now problem statement, this is the time you must, make your sponsor to understand the pain being experienced by the customer. Clear? The pain experienced by the customer. Actually, the CTQ is your defective buttons. Defective buttons in the shirt. This is the CTQ. Buttons are poorly aligned or poorly aligned button. Can you see the specificness coming here? Poorly aligned button. But the relevant CTB, what is CTB? Critical to business. Critical to business is the rejection rate due to button issue. Do you understand here? CTQ and CTB are aligned. Can you see that? I brought the CTQ and then, slowly converted that into CTB. Now, what is my project metric? Rejection rate. All of you, can you see that?
Yes.
The metric I am going to improve is rejection rate. I am going to bring down this metric. And now the pain metric should necessarily be part of your problem statement. What is the pain metric here we used? Rejection rate. And when you say a pain metric, you must have a formula to measure it. Right? You must have a formula to measure it. What is the formula here? Number of units rejected divided by number of units produced. Am I right? And how you get it? How can you express it? You can express it as a percentage. Clear, all of you? Come on, I need an yes. Clear, all of
Yes,
you?
yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir,
Yes,
uh,
yes, yes,
sir, I
yes,
have a
yes.
doubt. So while defining problem statement, should we focus on the CTB or CTQ, sir?
You can use CTB.
CTB, okay.
You can use CTB because, but prior to that, you must map them.
Okay.
The mapping means what? If I improve CTB, automatically CTQ will also improve.
Okay.
Right? That is called, mapping the CTQ, CTB. Pain metric should be available. And then, you should be able to describe the problem. Imagine you go to a doctor for a health issue. Will you describe your health issue to the doctor in an understandable manner?
No, sir.
So you
Yes.
just go and sit quiet in front of him?
No, no. I mean,
No,
not
we'll
in a
explain.
try to-
detailed manner, but explain the
Explain.
symptoms actually.
That's what? No, you have the responsibility to communicate your pain. Yes or no? Sir, doctor,
Yes.
I have a stomach pain.
Yes. Yes.
If you say stomach pain, then it's not fully described. Then you might say, sir, it is I have a stomach pain for the last 3 days. The pain is throughout the day, or it's happening only in the morning. So that means you wanted to know, you want the doctor to understand the pain you are actually experiencing. You have to do the same exercise while writing the problem statement here. All right. But please note, you are not supposed to jump to any conclusion. You are not supposed to jump to any solution. Because you must remember that you are a patient now, you are not a doctor. If you say, sir, doctor, you give me this medicine, give me this treatment, and the doctor will ask you to leave the room. Right? So now the problem statement, you are not supposed to talk about the root cause. You are not supposed to talk about the solution. Talk only about the pain being experienced by the customer in a quantifiable manner. And in order to describe it, you can also talk about how long the problem exists. Am I right?
Yes. Sir.
And you can also tell where exactly the problem is happening and who is struggling right now. Isn't it? So these things, you should be able to answer all of these things. Sir, last 6 months, this is so many customer complaints because of defective buttons in the shirt section. So where the problem is understood, and then who is getting affected. And also if needed, you can also talk about the consequence. Sir, the problem requires immediate attention. Otherwise, the customer might cancel the contract within another 1 or 2 months. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you give this kind of information, I think sponsor will certainly give some extra attention to your project. Clear, all of you? Now you know how to write business case, you know how to write problem statement, and now you have to write a goal statement. What is a goal statement? Always goal statement must be smart. And this smartness must appear in your target for the project metric. What is your project metric? The CTB you are working, isn't it? So
Yes.
in our case, we have to set a goal for the rejection rate. What is the current rejection?
5%.
5%.
5%. And what can be an appropriate target here? Earlier we agreed
Zero.
that we can completely fix. We can completely eliminate. And elimination is not possible in all the cases, but it looks possible only here. Please note.
Okay.
You can't simply blindly give 0. It should be logical. First of all, it should be achievable. That is the meaning of A in your SMART. Can you see here A?
Achievable. Okay.
Mm.
Goal must be achievable. You can't blindly without any logic. You cannot say I will make 0. No. If 0 is not possible, you can say what is possible. 2% also okay. Anyway, it's an improvement, right? So always goal must be achievable. And first of all, goal should be specific. We have already defined the problem in a specific manner, so no issue with the specificness. Clear?
Mm.
Will you be able to measure rejection rate accurately? Do you have a provision right now? Is that your company having the habit of collecting data about producing writing the NCR, their recording? Is it happening? Is it measurable?
Yes.
If that practice is not there, probably this project is not possible. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Yes.
So metric should be measurable.
Measurable.
Goal should be measurable. And then the third one I already told you, achievable. And it should be relevant. We have already proved the relevance by indicating the KPI. Do you remember? We have already proved the relevance by indicating the
Okay.
you allow me to do this and you will get this. That is called relevance. Yes or no? And finally, your project must be time bounded.
Time bound.
You must clearly tell, I'll finish this project in 2 months or 3 months. Maybe you can even give a specific date, nothing wrong. But always in a Six Sigma project, there will be uncertainties. Uncertainties, the timeline slightly get changed, budget slightly get changed. This understanding is important. Normally, a project manager may not be able to understand all of this, but as a Six Sigma, if you are managing a project, you should know. You might say 3 months, but then project may run for 4 months. You might say a budget of 12 lakhs, it may go to 14 lakhs. These are all possible. Why? Because the problem, we are dealing with the complex problem where the uncertainties are many. We are exploring uncertainties. Yes or no? We are not working on a problem with ready-made solution. If people are working on a problem with ready-made solution, then the whole job is project management. Are you doing only project management here? In addition to the project management, what are you doing? You are solving a
Solving
problem.
problem.
So role of a project manager is not solving problem. Role of a project manager is implementing solution. Clear?
Right.
So here we solve problem. There are uncertainties. So slight flexibility is definitely needed. That is why the sponsor should also be a trained professional. That is why we need a culture. We need an infrastructure of people. Yesterday we have seen, white belt, yellow belt, etc., etc. Everybody is, at least given an awareness. All right. So now you know how to write a goal statement, right? And then you should write the scope statement. What is coming inside your project and what is going, what is not coming inside of your project. And your project is applicable only for the Bangalore plant. You might produce the same garment in other plant as well, but we are considering only the Bangalore plant. And then there are so many garments we have limited to work on only the shirt section. Right?
Only
And we have,
alignment issue.
yeah, we have decided to work on only the defective buttons. Within the defective button also there are different
Alignment.
cases, but we wanted to arrest only the button alignment issue. In scope is clear?
Yes. Yes.
What is out scope? Other defects,
Area
Not
out
covered.
of our reach.
other garments, other locations. Because the sponsor should know that, same problem might exist in other government also. He should not say, oh, we already funded this project and why still it is happening? Because it is not in the scope. But once the solutions are obtained, if some horizontal deployment is possible, you can do that. Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good. Now the scope is also clear. And once the scope is clear, will you be able to visualize the process now? In a company, there are so many processes exist. Yes or no?
Yes.
Purchase of raw material. In a garment industry, cutting, ironing, stitching, so many packaging, billing, so many things are happening. Now tell me, which is the process that requires attention now?
Stitching.
Buttoning.
Stitching the button.
Very good. See here, you are able to correctly pick the process that needs your attention and improvement. Yes or no?
Yes.
Process of stitching the buttons. And now you should be able to find out the start point of this process and the end point. Will you be able to do this? Will you be able to find out the start point and end point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If needed, your project team can go to the spot. Gamba, go to the
Okay.
spot. See how they are attaching the buttons. Stand there. Don't do anything. Just observe what are they doing. Now you will be able to find out the start point. You will be able to find out the end point. And then between start and end point, find out the major activities. Not all the activities. Maybe 3 to 5. Do you understand?
Yes.
This information is required to develop your SIPOC diagram. Clear, all of you? If you make a mistake here, don't do the work here while developing the project charter. You may have to, fill up all these gaps later on. And now the purpose of writing the scope statement is you can correctly identify the process that requires improvement. Clear, all of you? So this much should be part of your scope statement. And now team member. Since the scope is very clear, overall process is very clear, overall connected to the process, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right? People who are part of the process and people who are responsible for managing the process, people who are auditing the process or checking the process, whatever. All of them are stakeholders. All of them are stakeholders. List all of them. And then whoever want to be in your project team, include them. If some of them you don't want to be part of their project team, but still you can show them as stakeholders. Do you get my point? In addition to the project team members, you can also show stakeholder, because stakeholder management is also an important subject which you will be learning in our MBP program. You will also be doing a beautiful assignment on this. Stakeholder management. Some stakeholder might be supportive, and some stakeholder might be very offensive. They may not like to see your project succeeding. Am I right?
Yes.
You should know all such things, and you must plan your project accordingly. All the people who really who don't want your project to succeed, if you actually somehow motivate them and also involve them and make them part of your project, maybe all the negativities can be converted into positivities, right? So this is important. If 75, if more than 75% of the stakeholders are not really willing to support your project cannot succeed. One or two, right, some negative cases, that you don't have to worry. But if majority is not supporting, then in that case, even a simple project, you may struggle. So this is called force field analysis, right? So you have to do this kind of exercise also while creating the team member. And finally, the timeline. First thing, the project kickoff date, the idea generated, and then the define phase, and then the measure phase, and then the analyze phase, and then the improve phase, and then the control phase, and then the project closure and celebration. So now kickoff date, and today we decided to do it. And when can you get this project charter approved by your sponsor? Do you think by end of this month you will be able to get it? 15 days good enough? Do all the work, all the exercise, template, yes or no? And then measure phase, sometime maybe another 15 days. So 15 August, then analyze phase, maybe it goes up to 15 September, then improve phase, You may have to order some kind of add some additional features in the machine. So you want to give 1 month time for that. And then, and this doesn't require much. You can complete by the same month. And then you can close the project by 5 November. An approximate timeline, isn't it? Slight plus or minus happens. And then the project must be signed by project leader, finance controller, and then finally by project sponsor. Once the project sponsor approves this, your defined phase is over. Clear, all of you?
Yes. Yes.
You?
Yes, sir.
That's all. So this completes our discussion on defined phase at the initial level, right? As in, I think this much knowledge is enough for the yellow belts. Yes or no? Somebody who is supporting your project, if they understand, all of this, and definitely they will cooperate you nicely. So what is your batch number? BB58, right? BB58. And then GB, what is your number? 71, 71. Then what is that? YB, your number is 62. So I will post a link in the group where you people can also next week or maybe before next week, please do that. You can download Minitab, and then
Is it a free version of Minitab or a paid version?
it's a trial version.
Sir, one
How
clarification.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 Paratos we generated. Both are available there, or it will get off actually. Immediately we have to copy.
No, both are available. I'll show you. Both are available. They will be available and you can save the complete project, right? So I will show you, right? So this is your complete screen. And now I have to open that Minitab. Minitab is here, right? So if you want to see your Paratos again, and there is an icon here. Can you see here 3 icons? 1,
yes.
2,
Yes.
3. Can you see? The third one is the graph. You click that. And now can you see 2 Paratos names?
Yes. Yes.
The
Can see.
first one, when I click, the first one will be visible. The second one, when I click, the second one will be visible. I can always go to file and save the complete project.
Yeah.
Complete project mean all the data, all the graph and report will be available for next time. Or you want to only use the sheet, save the worksheet. Do you understand? You don't want a graph and other things, you only need the data, then save the worksheet. You want the data also, reports also, and graph also, then save the project. It will be available next time. So it's a trial version, all of you can practice, and then later on you can decide, what to do after the trial expires. And there is a cloud version. You have to create an account to use it. And your mail ID is required. Okay. So
It's under
What is
Under
the tenure
Binance
for the
benefit.
trial version, sir?
trial version I will give.
how long
Under
is the
Binance
validity?
benefit.
Means how long it can be used?
Trial version 30 days.
Okay.
You people can download the trial version from the internet. Otherwise, I will share a link and that you can use it to install. Okay, so are you good with the defined phase right now? We are done with the defined phase. We have to move on to so today itself, we will be moving on and covering the complete DMAC. Please note, we will be deep diving, all the phases again next week. This is the way of learning, right? And so maybe, certain additional tools will be covered. Some detailed information will be discussed as we go through the defined phase again next week. And same manner, we'll go through the measure phase also again next week, analyze also. And then 3 times we will be revisiting the DMAC cycle. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you will gain a deeper understanding of each and everything. Yes, Surender, you have something to
Yeah,
ask.
yes, sir. Actually, you have prepared the define phase, explained everything in the uh, mini tab. Whether will it provide any format like that, similar to that of Pareto, or it's just an explanation?
Okay, some templates you want, right?
Yeah.
I will provide. So, but you don't have to rely on any specific template, and which may not
No,
serve the requirement.
no.
But
Just
for
asking.
reference, you can use.
No, just I'm asking whether it can be done through Minitab or we can prepare any own Excel templates. That's my point.
See, templates are nothing but formats, right?
Okay.
Templates are formats. It can be in Excel format or a Word
Okay.
format, and but Minitab is a software and which can do certain job of yours. You don't
Okay.
have to analyze, and Minitab will do the analysis. And that is what many people, I don't know whether they are doing something else. Like they call it AI powered.
Okay.
So that means all the analysis you don't have to do. For doing plotting Pareto, there are a lot of steps involved. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
You
Yes.
have to calculate weightage and
Mm.
then cumulative percentage. So many calculation you have to do. But in the Excel templates and Minitab, or you don't have to worry about all of that. All those will be performed by the software. If the
Okay.
human task is performed by a software or a mobile application, that is what today, the people call it as artificial intelligence. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Your task is performed by a software or a mobile application. So that way they are projecting it as AI powered. And some people think that then everything will be AI will be doing. No. You still have your role to play. Only a part of your thing will be done.
So just
So
one question I have.
yes.
Whatever we have defined so far in the information that we captured in the project charter, it's a defined phase.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, define phase. So I will also show my slides quickly. Yes. Okay. Please ask question. And
So under
Rajshekhar and other
financial,
person.
under financial benefit, while deriving cost of quality, which cost we need to consider here, sir? Either the manufacturing cost or the selling cost?
Manufacturing cost only.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Sir, what is your name? I will change your name.
Yeah,
What's your name?
my Rajshekhar, sir.
No, Priya, the
Eleven.
one you asked
Eleverson,
about
Eleverson, sir.
11%. Okay. Yes, Rajshekhar, you can go now.
Sir, you told for the rejection rate, there should be a measurable task in the company. So our company has a software called Trackwise where we record the deviations every now and then as
Okay.
metrics. So that suffices for implementation of Six Sigma.
Yeah. If the required information is available, yes.
Because you are very true, because some companies does not have that measurement. So how they're measuring the defects. So
If such practice doesn't exist, then you have to allot a time to collect data.
it will be a challenging
Even
aspect.
before starting the project, you have to wait for the data generation, maybe 30 days. And then you have to bring in new practices like, NCR. You must ask the QC team to record the rejections. Then only, your project can go on and you can coordinate. If they are not recording anything, and what will you interact with them?
Yeah. True.
You both can only go to a hotel and have a coffee together. That's what you can do.
Yeah.
But if they have data, they share data, then only meaningful interactions are happening with the stakeholders.
Yeah, luckily we have a system, sir, so that it is easy for
Super.
us. Okay, thank you.
Super. So I wanted to show the slide format because I explained everything orally. So I'll just show you. So these are the elements, but I will not be reading out because I have explained enough right now. And also, if you actually look at even if I show you some practical implementation cases of our project charter and things like that, there can be no mistakes. Please, you must, all of you, first of all, must first understand implementation is completely different from what we are discussing and what we are learning here. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
They just even they are sometimes they are ready to go with approximate kind of things. They may not try to be perfect because progress and results are also important. Completing the project within timeline. So what I'm trying to say is there can be some mistake. Don't go with the mistakes. That's why, you must understand the principles and theories, right? So anyway, this is the business case. You now very well know how to write a business case, right? And what is very important, what you need to look at is business case should carry financial benefit, non-financial benefit, and should indicate strategic alignment of the KPI, right? So something is written here. Can you see the business case here? June 21 to 22, we experience a rejection of 2.8 with a target of 1%. We can save 40 lakhs annually. What is the problem here? What is the problem with this business case?
Rejection rate.
They are only talking about financial benefit, nothing else. Am I right?
Yes.
You can improve it by adding non-financial benefit. You can improve it by adding a KPI which is of interest to your boss. Am I right? In addition to the pain metric, you can tell, sir, if we solve this problem, this KPI, will improve positively. So that is missing here. Can you see that? This is what I'm telling you. This is the problem with the referring to the real-time documents. Clear? All of you, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes, sir.
So problem statement and see. And see here, can one of you read out this problem statement? One of you read out?
Yeah, the problem statement contains a brief description of the pain being experienced by the organization. The problem statement should be related to VOC, voice of customer, internal or external. Must include the current state of the process in a metric. Example 1, in the last 12 months, internal rejection rate has increased to 2.8% from 1%. This leads to COPQ of 40 lakhs annually, besides causing customer dissatisfaction and poor 5S score for the shop floor.
Do you understand, all of you?
Yes.
Description. It talks about the duration of the problem and many things. And goal statement, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bounded, right? So this is again for another company. Achieve 3.8 sigma level from current to 3.4% by demolishing 65% of the current rejection within 180 days. Increase employee motivation survey score, right? From 42% to 70% by end of third quarter of 2017. So this is again a goal statement.
Sir, can I intervene? So
Yeah,
the
please.
exercise that we covered in the define phase on project charter. So what would be a problem statement? Though we covered everything about the misalignment of button. So
Yeah.
how we need
Reduce
to
the rejection rate. Reduce the rejection rate, right? From 5% to 0% within next 3 months, right? Reduce the rejection rate in the third section. Third section we must indicate, right? In the third
reduce
section of
rejection rate
third
in
section,
third sector.
particularly due to defective buttons. We just have to frame a statement, that's all. Okay. And the scope, scope statement, in scope, out scope. See here, in this company, they are trying to attack a length undersize problem. And another problem also they want to attack, cup bulb D-shaping. But all the other problems, they don't want to. Right? So, but please note, not just naming out the defect. You should also name out the product also. That is also important. Which product, which defect, right? And which plant. And then that's how now the scope becomes more and more clear. So this is the timeline, and define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, and then closure. Start date, end date, you can indicate. And then the team structure, sponsor, stakeholders, team members, subject matter experts. Yes, if subject matter experts are required, you can include them. And this is a kind of project charter done by one of our master black belt. and Mr. Vinod Kumar Pillai. You can see him here, right? So he worked on reducing the welding defects, in Oman Riyals. So that's why his business case is appearing in Oman Riyals, and welding repair rate from 0.45 to 0, similar to our project, right? And you can read this in the slides given. People who are belonging to the manufacturing, particularly welding, you can better appreciate. And this is another example, reducing the rejection rate from 2.8 to 1%. And this is in a engine manufacturing company in Chennai. So the same thing is written here. And this is a piston manufacturing company, and their problem is chip diameter issue. The diameter, always is going outside the spec. So they developed this charter. And this creating this kind of team structure, can be a good motivation, to make your people involved, and you can display this prominently in the project area, so that people know what is their role, and you can also drill down and develop a responsibility card for every person, every team member in the project. What are they supposed to do? That can also be created. And the project timeline, the schedule in the form of Gantt chart, and that can also be created. That's all. So I strongly suggest all of you to read the material also, and then you will gain a deeper understanding. Okay, so we can stop here for your break, and then we will meet exactly after 15 minutes, maybe 11:22. Okay.
Right. Thank you.